Assalamu alaikum guys. Now we are going to study about the fractions, okay? Fractions. Can you tell me what kind of fractions do you people remember or you can recall? Okay, so I can't hear you anyway. Let me tell you what are these fractions, what are different types of fractions, okay? So let me tell you before I go into the types of fractions that what are fractions actually, why do we need them, okay? Look at this, I have a pen, I have these two markers, so I have three different pens in my hand, maybe like if I just combine them together, okay? What if I have a cake which is not a complete cake, okay? Or let's say I have a cup of tea which is not a full cup of tea, or maybe I have a drink which is not a full drink. So there you need to have the fractions to tell that what quantity do you have, okay? For example, if this was a chocolate bar and I had eaten half of this, then I could say that I have half of the chocolate bar left with me, okay? So the thing is, when we can't use the integers, the exact numbers to represent the quantity that we have, then we need the fractions. For example, if you go in very much detail, you will see that the different lengths, the volumes, the masses, they will definitely need to need the fractions to show those numbers, okay? So fractions are basically numbers, but they are not the exact numbers, okay? So a fraction can be a proper fraction, it can be an improper fraction, and it can be a mixed fraction. So this is the first three types of fractions that we normally tell to our students, okay? Now, fraction is, for example, if I have taken 1/3 of the tea that I had, so that would mean I will be writing it as 1/3. Now this is called the numerator, this is called the denominator, okay? So this is the numerator and this one is the denominator, okay? So numerator, denominator, okay? This is 1/3. If suppose you take a test and you get 9 out of 10 marks, okay? So this 9 is the numerator, this 10 is the denominator, okay? So if you have a fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator, then this fraction is called a proper fraction. For example, you have 2/11, 5/16, 13/20. So these are all proper fractions where the numerators, they are smaller than the denominator, okay? Now the improper fraction. Improper fractions are those fractions where the numerator gets bigger. Like we call them improper fraction. For example, someday you have a test and you come back from the school and you tell your mama that, Mama, look, I got 12 out of 10 marks. So your mama might give you a slap for that, okay? Because she knows that you can't get 12 out of 10, okay? So this is an improper fraction where this numerator is bigger than the denominator. I'll tell you in a separate video that why do we really have such kind of these fractions, okay? Just for now, you can just try to remember that if the numerator is bigger, then the fraction is the improper fraction, okay? And then if you have 8 out of 5, you have 11 out of 9, you have 100 out of, let's say, 97. So this is 12/10, 8/5. So these are the improper fractions, okay? Now sometimes, now coming to these mixed fractions, sometimes we have a quantity. For example, you have again those chocolate bars you have, okay? Let's say you had 5 chocolate bars and you have eaten half of one of them, okay? So that means you're left with 4 complete chocolate bars and 1/2. So you would be writing that as 4 1/2. So this is a mixed fraction, 4 1/2. like 5 whole 7 over 11, 3 whole 2 over 5, 6 whole 1 over 9. So these are the examples for the mixed fractions. So the proper fractions, the improper fractions, and the mixed fractions. Okay. You can also write this mixed fraction, like if this is 4.5, you can say this is basically 4 and a half, 4 and a half. This is 5 and then plus this 7 over 11. And this can be written as 3 plus 2 over 5. And this is 6 plus 1 over 9. So these are three main types of the fractions: the proper fractions, improper fractions, and the mixed fraction. In our next video, I'll be telling you how to add or subtract the fractions. Thank you.